Great. Hello, everybody. I'm starting a little bit early just to make sure the tech is good. Welcome. I'm already seeing a few things. So, I'm going to do my old school cell phone check to see what's what. We will run on time today. Tech is fun. If you're here, drop down in the comments and say hi. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And it is a little bit early. A little bit early, but I wanted to make sure everything's. I'm not in my normal location. You might be able to see that. And so what I want over here is to be able to see the chat. I'm using some different systems and trying new things out, as you do when you do a live. But it is now 7 o'clock, and I'd like to get started. It's been a while since I've been here. Oh, here's where it is. Okay. I was trying to find out how I could get my chat here. So, just give it a minute. Make sure everything's good. Well, I always challenge the tech gods, and a friend of mine told me today. I follow her astrology YouTube channel, and noticed that today was a void moon. And what I know of that is you're not really supposed to do too much on a void moon. But she's not here with us, so I might have that wrong. Um, and what I'd like to do is just tell you a little bit about the Cards and Comedy live stream. It has several things going on for it. Oh, Ellie, thanks for joining. Nice to see you. I'm like hoping. Can you hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up if you hear me? Oh, yes. Excited to see you here with me online. Thank you so much. Because this next part is a little hard to do without people, but I will do it anyway. So thank you for being here. Love what you're doing on your YouTube channel, by the way. So Cards and Comedy, I'm just going to say a little bit about it, then I'm going to jump right into the comedy. And this is being recorded and it is live. But I came up with this idea in June because I wanted to get back into comedy. And if you've been following along in Substack or here on YouTube, I'm actually next month doing a number of open mics, but I'm also doing a comedy contest. And tonight I want to share the set that I'm prepping for that contest. It's called the New Comedian Contest. They actually call it Tuna. And I'm really thrilled to be a part of it. Oh, great. Thank you. You can hear me. So I'll do that set. I will ask for feedback, and then, give me feedback while I'm doing it, but I'm not going to be looking at the chat while I do it because it's a whole performance. And then after that, I'm going to move into the last half, which is cards. We're going to, do some card reading. I'm going to use this deck. But I'm also going to talk about my Oracle card deck that I'm creating. And hopefully, I don't see it here, but you can see that there's a little donate button here. And if anyone is interested in donating to that, you can go here. You'll see me typing it. And you can donate to help me get this Oracle deck off the ground. But I'm going to talk about that after the set. So let me get a little water going. there's lots of fun things we're going to do tonight that I didn't do last time. There's going to be a giveaway, and card reading is always baked right in. Well, anyway, let me get started. So this is the set that I plan on doing for this comedy contest. So without further ado, here we go. About 17 years ago, I realized I had a very unique and specific kink. I didn't know about it, and it happened really unexpectedly. I was traveling to the Netherlands for my friend's wedding. She was marrying her Dutch boyfriend. I was one of the first flights to arrive that morning at 7:30. She came and picked me up, swept me into a train, and we rode down to her city. Got off the train and she dragged me through the city. We did some shopping and drinking coffee here and there. When everything was said and done, we got back to her house. I was jet lagged out. And I said to her, hey, I need to lay down. So I got on the couch and I was fluffing my pillows. And just then the doorbell rang. And I gave her this look. I was like, hey, no, this death stare. I looked at her. I was like, cannot see anybody tonight. She was like, oh, no, don't worry about it. We don't have anybody coming over, so let me go check out what this is. So she scurries away down the hallway, but there's a lot of chatter going on. I was like, huh? And the chatter started to come up the hallway. I was like, what? And as she came through the threshold, right behind her was this gorgeous Dutch guy. As he walked through, it was like a movie. The light came down on him, and the angels started singing. Ah! He had this cute little hat, beautiful blue eyes, and a nice smile. And he looked me in the eyes, and he said, Goedemiddag, hoe gaat het? Whoa, what is this? So this is the G sound in Dutch. So his G word got to my G spot. I was lighting up. He walked across the living room to go talk to his friend, and they were going to each other, and I was just enamored. And that kink brought me to Holland. We are now married 17 years later, and we have a kid, and now I'm Dutch. Just from one kink I never knew I had. That's a lot of change from one thing. But nothing, and I mean nothing, ever prepared me for all of the changes I've been going through in the last 5 to 6 years. You might know what it is. Perimenopause. It's like this dark secret my mom never told me about, her mom never told her about, and I decided anytime I'm on a stage, I'm going to tell people about it because we cannot leave any woman left behind. But it's really a strange period in a woman's life. And things like dry skin and hair thinning, all kinds of things you wouldn't expect. When I first moved to the Netherlands, I loved yoga. And I learned a little Dutch by doing it. Adem out. One day in my late 40s, I could do downward facing dog, no problem. But then the next day I couldn't do standing upward Susan. What the hell happened? My joints went to hell. And then there was this one time, this really weird thing started happening in my 50s and around 51. I was in the kitchen and I was making a toasty or grilled cheese, flipping it. I could hear some water going upstairs. I was like, who's running the water? I'm the only one in the house. And suddenly I realized I'm running the water. It's for a bath. I'm in my pajamas, and I looked at the clock and I was late for my bus. What? So, friends, in addition to perimenopause, I got the super duper special package where I find out that I have ADHD 50 years later. It's made it really fun and exciting for everybody in my life. But I'm going to talk about the one symptom we all know about, most of us are aware of, and that is hot flashes, or in England they say flushes. I don't think anybody really tells you what it's like, so I want to give you that experience today. Now, unlike doing yoga or any kind of exercise, hot flashes come on out of nowhere. for instance, let's say you're sitting on your couch and you're scrolling through your favorite feed, and all of a sudden you'll feel this intensity, and it's usually around where my G-spot is. And it kind of rises up in intensity and gets hotter and hotter. And my face is red, and in my head I hear a 5-alarm bell going off. Fire, fire, fire. My throat is dry, and there's sweat in all kinds of places. And much like that first day I met my husband with that new kink of mine, the only thing I can get out or say is, and he now knows this means, get me some water, open a window, put on a fan, and get out of my way. That's the set, everybody, that I plan on doing in a couple of weeks. Thank you for watching, Ellie, or anybody else who shows up. That wraps up the comedy piece. Yeah, so I'm just checking in here. Can you still hear me, Ellie? I think it's just you and me tonight, which will make this a very quick live. It's been a while since I've done a live, so give me a thumbs up if you still hear me. Okay, we're having a lag time. I'm in a different place. I'm watching my friend's place in Amsterdam, and so my setup's a little different than what I'm used to. 10-10, great. And if you have any feedback on that set, like where I could make it funnier or whatever, and this is for anybody who sees this later, I really appreciate it. I'm kind of doing something really out of my comfort zone. Like, I've always felt very comedic in nature, but this contest and doing open mics, whew, it's a lot. Anyway, so I appreciate any help or feedback anybody can give. I created the live streams. As you can see, there's a little, I'm going to try to do it right. The button, oh my God, it's backwards. Okay, here is the button. I'm running this as a crowdfunding event. Another thing that's near and dear to my heart is Oracle cards. I have been using Oracle cards for the better part of 17, 18 plus years. I started with tarot when I was younger. I like Oracle a little bit more than tarot. That's just a preference. Maybe because it's a little more fluid and less rigid. I'm just checking here. What does Ellie say? Oh, honestly, you're such a natural. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. The standing up Susan, the quirky name for you. It's so true though. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. So I'm talking about the live stream and the comedy, and I was trying to figure out a way to kind of bring this into my space because I'm exploring it more. And anyone who's ever worked with me knows that when we're working on things like healing and going deep, I always try to bring a little levity into those things. So I always like to say that my medicine is laughter. But back to what I was saying. I appreciate you, Ellie, so much for being here. Yeah, I'm just checking it down here too. All the tech things are really distracting, I have to say. But the live stream, I am running a little crowdfunding thing. I came up with this idea in June. I was like, oh, this would be a great way to keep me accountable. That's another thing. But also to help fund it, because to create a deck, it's significant. I got a little class about a year ago and learned some things about it. And okay, this woman, she's an artist and I appreciate it. I just wanted to understand how to manufacture your own cards. And so it got kind of intense, but I do appreciate that you have to have a certain card stock. I'm looking into local printers right now. But it is kind of been stalled out, and I forgot to bring the sheet, but I have a number of cards that I've already created, and I'll throw those images up in the comments later. But what happened last month was I have a chronic illness on top of everything else. Perimenopause, ADHD, chronic illness, and they all have the same symptoms too. It's crazy. Well, not ADHD, they have their own, but I kind of had to take a break, and so I'm a little off track with the oracle creation part. I have created another rendering, and if I've got a few more ideas that I'm starting to build out. But I'm drawing them all by hand, which is a decision I made one day while watching Law and Order. All right, that's what this is all about. That's a little bit of my update. Um, we have one person live. Ellie, it's amazing. I was going to run a game tonight for a surprise gift. If no one shows up in the next 20, well, less than 20 minutes, because I want to end on time. If nobody else shows up, you're just the automatic winner, Ellie. So that's amazing. And I'll tell you about it in a minute. And another thing I wanted to share is I want to look at my. Give me a second here. I want to make sure I'm on target because this is running faster than I planned. um, so, yeah. I was going to run a game tonight to make it a little more enticing for everybody who shows up live. But as I just said, Ellie, if it's just you and me, you automatically win it. So I so totally appreciate you being here. I also created the live to help me practice my comedy with a live audience. This is other than doing an open mic, which you gotta get selected for. It's not as easy as just walking in and saying, I'd like to talk tonight. Of course not. So that helps me kind of practice it in a place that's virtually live. And I thought I would do that with this live stream, share about my oracle cards, and then offer a card to anybody who wants one so that you can see how I read cards. And I'm just watching myself. Oh, hi. Just checking in with you. No rush. Love it. I think I'm whipping through it because I don't know. It's just you and me, so this is kind of fun. Maybe I'll slow down for a minute. But back to what I was saying a minute ago. Out of nowhere, my chronic illness flared up, and that's always another fun thing that you never can plan for. But I was on a momentum with my cards, and I was really excited and wanted to do more of these live streams. And I know you know Ellie better than anybody else. When you have ADHD and you fall out of flow, you kind of feel a certain way, like, oh, did I lose everybody's excitement towards it? Or, but you got to take time for your body. And as an energy healer, I've been working on some deep energy healing, and I know in my heart that that is why I fell out of remission, is because I'm working so much. You know this too, Ellie, about somatics, right? When we start healing, the body starts recalibrating. And there's something that I learned a year ago in a burnout, and also today in human design. I can't force stuff anymore, also because of all the hormones and stuff. I really got to do it when I have time and space. And that's definitely what the body was telling me, was to slow down. And anyway, I'm back to being better. We have another person here with us. Thank you for joining. If you want to say hi, please do. Just giving a little background on this live stream. I had full intentions to do it more frequently, but as I just said, my illness flared up. Then we went on a vacation. Everybody's on vacation this summer, right? But now we're back, and I plan on doing these a little more frequently. I don't want to say weekly yet, but there'll be another one coming really soon because I'd like to practice a little bit more my comedy. All right, I didn't bring any of the pictures of the cards, but I do want to offer anybody here in live who wants it's free, of course, a one card reading, let me know. And if you don't, this will end this very fast. I had this wonderful game all set up, and I guess I'll save it for the next one. And I'm just warming up my cards. So while I do that, just gonna check things. The quirky name for the yoga move. I know. Well, great. Oh, I already got a message. I'm gonna share the message. This is for everybody who sees this. These cards are called the Starseed Oracle from Rebecca Campbell. She's really well known in the spiritual world. And these cards are, all of her cards are really well thought out. She worked with an artist, and there's several different like mediums that, you know, there's a photo, there's art, and it's all, I don't know what they call that. I think I learned the other day, but it's different art forms on one photo. Anyway, this card is for everybody. It just popped out of the deck, so I'm just going to assume it's for all of us. And it's called Earth School. And you can see this person's jumping into what I'm assuming, and I think that's the idea, is that we're jumping down into Earth. Earth is all like, there's a spiritual idea that we as souls chose to be here because then we get to, you know, learn lessons, life lessons, soul growth. And there's an element here that's saying maybe you're looking into studying or some kind of higher learning. So that was for everybody, Ellie. I want to do you properly. So for anybody else who joins, this is the message for tonight's reading, tonight's card. Oh my gosh. Tonight's live stream. And feel into this. Are you going through some soul growth? Do you feel like some life lessons are happening right now for you? There might be an element of wanting to study something or get some higher learning. All right. Ellie. They are very beautiful cards. She even has this great portal so you can put your card like on an altar like this. It's so cool that she created it. All right, now we're going to read your card, Ellie. And thank you so much for being here tonight and cheering me on through this live stream. I'm going to start by shuffling. And I want you to sit comfortably, take a couple breaths in and out, and just feel into what you'd like to hear from the cards. So maybe there's a specific event going on in your life, something you want clarity on. And I always say to clients when I do just strict readings, steer away from questions like, will I don't know, do you know, blah, blah. If it's yes and no, that's kind of a too direct of a question. Like, more open question would be like, what's important for me to learn from this? Or what's important for me to know about this situation? So more of an open guidance question. So if you can, close your eyes. Feel into the question or situation. Ooh. So I like to show the card first, and then from there, just kind of take, and if you want to share in the comments, go for it. But take in the images first, and then any, thoughts or impressions you get from those images, pay attention, because we're activating your intuitive senses. And then I'll take a look at it and offer mine. So this is the picture. That's the whole picture, yeah. I'm not hiding it. Okay. I'm hiding the words because sometimes with words we'll make the meaning instead of what we actually feel. I hope that gave you something, because I'm already pulling in some stuff. This, like, specifically this blue color, and I'm like drawn to that. Not so much for what is there, it's more like a portal that's feeling this doorway, kind of like a circular doorway to me right away when I'm looking at it. Of course, I see greenery down here, but I'm really focused on this color specifically. What will, oh, you didn't have to tell what you asked, but that's great. What will the theme for this weekend be? Oh, awesome. So I don't know if that blue means anything to you, but that's what I'm really, it's striking. Well, interesting, when I actually look at the card, it's almost like somebody looking out of a cave. But I feel like it's a portal. Like you're going into a cave. Or you're going into this. So this is the meaning of the card. I'm just going to share it with you. I don't know if you can read that. Like, I don't know if it's mirroring or if it's backwards. But it's called Inner Earth. And a few things on the Inner Earth is you'll survive this. New solutions and new beginnings. It definitely feels like, when I was looking at it as a portal, like I'm moving on to another phase. And I don't know, that blue is something. So maybe look for the blue this weekend, see if that like guides you further. But it's really amazing card, and for me, I feel the green and the earth tones. There's a lot there. I'll send you the picture so you can look at it further. Where are we at? 7:25. So, Ellie, thank you so much for being here. And what I was going to do tonight was to offer anybody here to play this game. And I'm just going to offer it to you, Ellie, and maybe I'll do it again next time. But my plan for my live streams is to zhuzh them up, like have different things going on every time. So I can't say I'll do this every time. But I am offering you an extended reading. So we will chat offline and schedule an extended reading. This will be about 5 cards that goes further on to the theme you asked about tonight. Or if you want, you can ask a whole nother question. That was my surprise gift for the live tonight. And yeah, I think I covered everything. Do you have any questions, Ellie, or how did this land for you? It is a delay, and I'm just checking my notes, make sure I'm following. Because typically these live streams, I want to run for like more than, I think eventually I'll run them for an hour. But right now, 45 minutes, half hour to 45 minutes is kind of the goal. To give a taste of the comedy, to talk a little bit about the oracle cards. You're welcome. Oh, great. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. I will say today was like, oh, nerve-wracking. And it's because I'm a little out of my flow, right? And sometimes we get into our heads about things. And I love doing lives. I used to do them all the time on Facebook. But I'm not on Facebook much anymore. I'm kind of there, but that has more to do with finding open mics. I'm not really there in my business, for my business anymore. And I also like it because there is a chance to connect with whoever's here. So, anyway, there was one more thing I wanted to say, and I lost track of it. Thank you. I appreciate that. So she says this will become a flow for you. I feel it. Thank you. Yeah, I was watching a guy's live stream the other night. I was learning, talking about higher learning. And he said you just have to keep trying and going, and then people catch on that you're doing lives. And I realized that I also want to be able to tell people about them ahead of time. And I wanted to do one at the top of the month, but I was not. I mean, having a chronic illness, you never know what's going to show up next month. I'm going to be on the stage a lot and traveling around the country. And so, hoping everything. I mean, I'm taking precautions and I'm taking more medicine, and things seem to be working. You know. But that also means paying attention to my energy. Something I'm learning a lot about. There was something I was about to say. Oh, yeah. Let me look at my notes. Make sure I'm doing it. I've been going to Curable. Curable, my love for chronic illness. It's really. Oh, I don't know what that is. That's interesting. Maybe we can talk about that offline. Yeah, no one ever wants to have a chronic illness, of course. But it just always ticks me off when it finally, like, of course, right? Or you finally get kind of stabilized, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, haha, like, here's a surprise. Here's some fun for you. You know, and it's not the funnest one. Out of all the illnesses, it's not the funnest one to get. Like, who could even say that? Illnesses suck. Just full stop. They're always very inconvenient. I mean, I could do a whole set on that right there. Oh my god. The things. I think the one thing I wanted to share before I end it. First, thank you so much. So much, Ellie, for being here. Oh, Barbara, you're here. Thank you for joining. Well, since you popped in and said hi, if you want a card, Barbara, I still have time to offer another card. Let me know with a yes. And if I don't hear from you, then I just assume you don't want a card. I wanted to say in September, along with doing all the comedy stuff, I'm going to be starting to talk more about my coaching, Reiki, and my intuitive card readings. This is like the combo thing. And so next month there'll be more about that. And you can find out about some of those things already on my Ko-fi.com shop. I offer regular Reiki healings coupled with coaching, and I always use the cards, so it's always there. And wait, what? 5 people watching. Woohoo! And Barbara wants one. Yes. So 5 people are here. Thank you so much, everybody who's here. If you have just joined us, we're in the last 15 minutes. Thank you so much for showing up. Barbara, you're getting a card. If anyone else here wants a card, let me know. Tonight I was going to try something new, but we'll save it for another day. And I will be doing more live streams after this one so people can get used to it. Barbara, let's do this. And I know you know how I do it, but I just like to walk through it again, just for people who are watching. So if you could just get into a comfortable position in your chair, maybe close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Really focus in on a situation or something that you want a little more clarity on. What's important for me to know right now? It's kind of a standard question. And while you're there in that space, I'm going to start shuffling and connecting with your energy. And there it is. Oh man, you got the card that we picked earlier. I'm going to give it to you. That's what came out. So funny. So I had picked a card earlier, Barbara, for anybody who watches later. And you actually got the same card. But I'm going to show you the picture. And if you want to share anything in the comments, you can, but don't feel like you need to. Just take in the colors, the images. What sense are you pulling from this card? And I know this card well, but I want to say I'm really looking at this part of it. I know what this is, but it's really looking different to me. It's the circle with the two arms out. Like it's a circle with two. I know they're arms, but I'm actually seeing a symbol. So though I know that looks what it looks like, that's something I'm seeing. A circle with two winged arms out, almost like a rune or something like that. Man. Something with the word portal, like portals, transitions, timelines, these things are kind of popping in my head, and the magenta pink color is really prevalent. I'm going to show you what the card means. Trust me. So Earth School, we talked about it earlier in this live. A few key things here. Life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. I got life lessons on here, which may not be about you learning them, but it might be something bigger than that. The sense I'm getting is, I know you do this in your work, but I think it's like a bigger, like we all have lessons and teaching people through our lessons and storytelling. I love to storytell. This is bigger. It's more about why is it important for us to learn from our life lessons, and I feel like that's something more. I can't put my finger on it. Whether you're teaching it or you're helping more people understand that whole process of why we come down to earth, the whole. I know your work pretty well, but this is like a little bit deeper than just you having life lessons or you telling stories about life lessons. You're getting behind the mechanics of that. That's what I got. Oh, Barbara, thank you so much for being here. I hope you got something from that. And thank you for other people who are in the audience. And this might have been your first time here live with me. At the top of the live, I did a comedy set. I'm getting ready to grace the stages here in Amsterdam and down in Utrecht, and I hope to get a few other. Oh, I'm also in Den Haag. Next month, I'll be on the stage a lot. And as I was wrapping up and saying, this live stream is to help me get going with creating my first oracle deck. I like to sit on both sides of, I like to sit on both sides of the table. Ooh, that's interesting. And then you can see this little, I do this every time. You can see this little button here. If you feel inclined to donate, the lowest amount you can do is actually €3. This just helps me get the printer to get the deck going. I didn't bring the pictures of the cards tonight. I was kind of scrambling around since it's the first one in a while since I've done. Teaching and learning. I'm a lifelong student. I so totally know this about you. So when I was reading the card, I was like, oh, I feel like it's like the mechanics and understanding. There's more here, is what I'm trying to say, Barbara. Maybe you and I could talk about it offline. But I do try to keep these readings light and simple because I know maybe this is the first time people are experiencing it, and here's a little caveat statement. It's just information and a message through a card, through what I sense, through what you sense. Ooh. Oh. Hello, Cinderella Rudzinski. Okay. Oh, would you like a card? I was about to wrap up. I can, new subscriber. Yay! Thank you for being here. I can do one more card and then I'll close it out. Just to finish my one thought. If I can reach it, because the ADHD is wild lately. um, so that's what the button's about. I'm in the process of making my own oracle deck. There's questions I have about this. I've been thinking about for donations, what kind of perks I could be giving. The lowest donation possible is €3. A few donators last month was around 5 or 10. And so I'm thinking, what would be a nice perk to give for each donation? And if interest is there, would you like a discount on the deck that I make? Those kind of things are floating around. So stay tuned. The next live, I'll ask more about that. Um, okay, how shall I address you, Cinderella Redzinski? It's a lot to say. I'm ready to do a card for you. If you were here, you saw how I did it with Barbara. I clear the deck. I'm holding the deck next to me. Cinderella, I'm just going to call you Cinderella. Cinderella, it is, yeah. Love it. If you could just take a minute, take a couple of deep breaths in and out. What's coming towards me is the question I feel that you have. Now that is really wide open. And so if you could in your mind, you don't have to share with us. You don't want to, but maybe get a little more specific because anything can come towards you, like a bird, a paper plane. You know what I'm saying? So like just think about what you want coming towards you and maybe ask in a sense of more clarity on that, like what will I see as evidence of what's, like more of that kind of thing. I'm trying to help you frame the question. Okay, so bring that up into your mind. I'm going to start shuffling and connect with your energy. Happy to have you here. This is your card. Wow. So Cinderella, for me, what I do is I always share the picture of the cards. I'm using the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. I show it, take in the images, the thoughts and feelings that float up. If you want to share that, go right ahead in the comments, but you don't need to. When I read cards, I like to invite the other person to be activated as well. So I am really focused here a little bit about how she's holding her hand back like this. There's something like she's expecting something. But kind of like your question, it's unsure, like it's coming from behind. I don't know what's coming. This is the card. What it means is the cosmic heart. There's a few possible things here. I don't expect you to be able to read those small words. I'm going to say them, and whatever you sense is for you is what it is. Devotion, potency, make your life a living prayer. There is a ritual or I'm really feeling like your very conscious effort towards something important to you coming from the heart. It is the cosmic heart. Waiting a long time for it. When I look at this card, the color blue comes up and there's a flower in here. Like there's a lot that goes on with these cards. Beautiful, beautiful cards. And so blue is a beautiful color. It means third eye chakra area, but I'm feeling like Archangel Archangel Michael, who is the angel of protection and guidance, is all around this. I don't know if you connect with it. The archangels have nothing to do with religion. They're more, they're guidance. They're helpers. Also, a little caveat statement: I'm not here to tell people how to believe things or make them believe things they are not ready to believe. But usually that's what blue means for me. It's a sign of protection. Perhaps you have your own psychic abilities that are becoming more clear. But it has this essence of, I've been waiting a long time. And there's a conscious effort being put into this. Cinderella, thanks for being a new subscriber. Can't speak. Rounding out the cards and comedy. I hope it resonated. Let me know in the comments if it did, or keep it to yourself. As I said before, these are, these card readings are just for your information. If it hits, great. If it doesn't, leave it. Maybe it shows up later. I'm not making any claims that this is the way it is or some future event's going to happen. I do this little card reading thing to give people a sense of me and who I am and how I work with the cards inside my coaching. And so this is just a little taste of that. Don't exactly work the same way when I'm in a session, but I definitely like to invite people's own intuitions on all of the things I help. I work with women who are neurodivergent, maybe running a business, who are a little stuck in life and trying to find their way forward. And in that, I like to help ignite their intuition, and that's what I use the cards a lot for. Whew, my throat is dry. Well, I still have 6 people here. Cinderella, thanks for showing up. Barbara, Ellie, and this is one of many live streams. At the top of the hour, we had the comedy set that I'll be using next month. I plan on being here more often. And we are at 7:45. I like to close by saying thank you again. And just last note, if you feel like donating, go here. You can see it in the comments. I forgot to pin it. Thank you so much for your support. And I will be back really soon. If you aren't subscribed to my Substack, please do that. You'll get notified of all of the Cards and Comedy live streams and anything else I'm up to. Because I'm always creating something new. Anyway, thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you. And, bless you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And that ends our Cards and Comedy for tonight. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye.